Hello, and my name is Derek, and seeing it's the week of loneliness, or loneliness has been highlighted this week around the Aberdeen area, I thought I'd redo a post I did a year ago on overcoming loneliness, you could say. Because I think if you focus too much on being lonely, you'll end up being lonely. So, me being a Mr. Positive here is lonely is not easy sometimes, but sometimes we can appreciate being lonely if you and appreciating yourself. And it's having to come to terms with being lonely, whether it's a loss of a loved one that's made you lonely, where you're lonely because you've lost your job and it's dealing with that loss and you've now become lonely because you've got nothing else to do. There is things that you can do. Now, a lot of people get down in the dumps, but there's a lot of techniques, a lot of things you can do. One is to get out there, not sit and wallow. That's one thing you mustn't do is sit and wallow and get into the depression. And even if you are depressed or you're cheesed off, etc., there's lots you can do that don't cost any money. And it doesn't take a lot of time, to go and invest in something. Go to a library, for example. If you're unemployed, it's free. I remember when I went to Fort William for the first time, I had to go through, a bankruptcy and stuff, and I felt isolated and lonely. And I went and joined a football club and got involved with that, and that got me out and about, got me networking. It soon got me back into some work as well, and it got me back into my life coaching. So by doing something, even working for nothing or offering your services for nothing sometimes leads to a full-time job, for example. So there's always something that you can do. I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, I can't be bothered, can't do it." Just going for a walk, go on a different walk, the way to the shops, whatever. You meet different people, and when we're out meeting people, we've got to speak to them, not be shy of them, and don't be embarrassed about any situation, because people, you may feel as if you've been judged if something's happened. If you've had a marriage breakup, for example, and people judge you, they're not really. They'll talk about you one day, talk about someone else the next day. That's gossip. So you've got to deal with a little bit of fact and fiction. What is a fact? I'm lonely, I'm fed up, I'm bored. What can I do about it? Ask yourself that. Do some mindfulness, see what comes into your thoughts. Go to a new group. A wine club if you're interested in wine, for example, or a whiskey club like me. There's all sorts of art clubs you can go, and they're usually very, very reasonable and cheap. If you're in the gyms, go and join a gym. Go and network, meet people. There's lots you can do. There's lots of organisations that help now. You need to just phone a Samaritan sometimes if you're feeling that depressed and low. Phone them. You know, don't sit and do nothing, because the more you do nothing, the more you're going to feel like doing nothing. It's like in the mornings you get up, you start watching the breakfast TV and stuff like that, then it's Jeremy Kyle, and you end up getting depressed watching that. So switch off the TV, have some really powerful motivational music on, go out. Don't sit there. Read, educate yourself. There's always something you can do. And if you need help, get in touch. I hope this blog gives you some really good tips and ideas. And there's a bit there on about open and closing questions, and it's like when you use an open question, you're engaging in conversation. So learn that skill. It's good for chatting up people as well, guys. Now, it's good for developing conversation, and you don't get a yes and no reply. So if you're frightened about talking to people, it's very good advice to open questions. So if you need any more information, get in touch. You can book a life coaching appointment or something. If you're unemployed, I do look at giving you a better deal. So when you are working, you pay me the full rate. you know. So if you need a bit of push, come and see me. But don't sit and be lonely. Thank you for listening.